Hello guys, I'm back. It's been almost a week since I stopped making the videos because due to some family problem actually. But I hope from today, that date is 20th of April 2026. I will be continuing to resume my video creations until I get succeed in my fluency of English. Okay, so we will be again reading this book, which I enrolled it. Let's start from the page we left. Um, yes, let's continue. I actually forgot from where I last went. Let's start from the page number 101. During the depressed market, Kim and I were able to do six of these simple transactions thus paying. While the bulk of our money was in larger properties and the stock market, we were able to create more than $1,90,000 in assets. Notes at 10% interest in those 6 by 8 instant transactions. That comes to approximately 19,000 a year income. Much of it was sheltered through our private corporation. Much of that 19,000 a year goes to pay for our company cards, gas trips, insurance, dinners, and clients, and other things. By the time the government will get a chance to tax that income, it's been spent on legally allowed pre-tax expenses. This was a simple example of how money is invested, created, and protected using financial intelligence. Ask yourself, how long did it take you to save 1900,000? Would the bank pay you 10% interest on your money? And the promissory note is good for 30 years. I hope they never pay me the nine 1900,000. 1,900,000. I have to pay a tax if they pay me the principal. And besides, 19,000 paid over 30 years is a little over five, 5 grand in income. 500 grand in income. I have spent asked, I have people asked what happens if the person doesn't pay. That does happen, and it's two things. That 60,000 home would be taken back and resold for 70,000, and another from two 2,500 collected as a loan processing fee. It would still be a zero down transaction in the mid of a new buyer, and the process would go on. The first time I sold the house, I paid back the 2,000, so technically I have no money in the transaction. My return on investment ROI is infinity. It isn't simple. It is an example of no money making a lot of money. In the second transaction, we resold. I have to put 2,000 in my pocket and re-extend the loan to the 30,000, 30 years. What would be my ROI be if I got paid back to make money? I don't know, but it sure beats having $100 a month, which actually starts out at 150 because it's after tax income for 40 years, earning low interest, and again you are taxed on the interest. That is not too intelligent. It may be safe, but it is not everything a normal person do or does is to almost 90% of this world. Play safe, wants to play safe, want to protect themselves, but being in your comfort zone is not always good, always a better option. So this is important, actually, very, very important. A few years later, as the Phoenix real estate market strengthened, those houses were sold for 60,000, became worth one lakh 10,000. Foreclosure opportunities were still available, but became rare. It cost a valuable asset, my time, to go out following for them. Thousands of buyers were looking for the few available deals. The market had changed. It was time to move on and look for other opportunities to put in the asset column. You can't do that here. That is against the law. Go online. I hear those comments more often, much more often than. Can you show me how to do that? The math is simple. You don't need algebra or calculus. And the escrow company handles the legal transaction and the servicing of the payments. I have no roots to fix or toilets to unplug because the owners do that. It's their house. Occasionally, someone does not pay, and that is wonderful because there are late fees and or they move out and the property is sold again. The court system handles that, and it may not work in your area. The market conditions may be different, but the example illustrates how a simple financial process can create hundreds of thousands of dollars. With little money and low risk, it is an example of money being only an agreement. Anyone with a high school education can do that. Yet most people won't. Most people listen to the standard advice of work hard and save money. For them, 30 hours of work, approximately 1,90,000, was created in the asset column, and no taxes were paid. It's here's a question. The narrator or the author of the book asks us, which one sounds harder to do? Let's think. Work harder, pay 50% in taxes, save what is left, your saving then earn. Save what is left, your savings then earn 5%, which is also taxed. Or take the time to develop your financial intelligence, harness the power of your brain and the asset column. Actually, the second first option is the hard for me, actually, say that, to be honest. First option is hard for me, but building up the financial intelligence is not also a easy task, but I will do it. I will actually do it. because I want to be something where I guess nobody has even touched that platform. I want to be on that level. Hope so. I will be on that. If you use option number one, be sure to factor in how much time it takes you to save 1,90,000. Time is one of the youngest, your greatest assets. Now you may understand why I silently shake my head when I heard near parents say, my child is doing well in school and receiving a good education. It may be good, but it is educate. I know the above investment strategy is a small one. It is used to illustrate how small can grow into big. Again, my success reflects the importance of a strong financial foundation, which starts with a strong financial management. From here now, I close up the book and let's continue tomorrow. And tomorrow we will be used. Let's see, nothing will be changed because there I'm on 103rd page and there are 12 more pages to complete this chapter. Let's see. So, there's more. What this particular guy is sitting on this desktop right in front of you is thinking right now is how actually we are how actually can somebody with no experience be financially intelligent. There was a game known as cash flow he mentioned on his website. I will definitely check that. And being honest, in this world, being wealthy is important. Being under top 20s or 30% of the richest uh, list of persons in this world is my target. Is my target. Let's see how much time it takes to be at that position. Someday I will be definitely. Till then, that's all for today. It's time to do it again tomorrow. Bye bye.